One common mistake is thinking you just need to add water when cooking rice, so the rice doesn't turn out as good or as nutritious as it should. Cooking rice may seem simple, but getting perfectly cooked, fluffy rice actually takes the right method. Today, I'd like to share with you how to cook rice like they do in restaurants, so the rice turns out fluffy with separate, clear grains that are soft and naturally sweet. First, measure the amount of rice based on how many people you're cooking for. Then put the rice into a large bowl or basin. Add water until it completely covers the rice. Now start washing the rice. A very common mistake when cooking rice is washing it too many times. Washing the rice too many times removes the outer bran layer, making the rice less nutritious. Washing the rice too roughly can break the grains, which makes the rice mushy when cooked. You just need to gently swirl the rice with your hand in the bowl. This method is actually wrong because it can easily wash away nutrients that dissolve in water. Washing the rice before cooking is necessary. Gently wash the rice once or twice to remove any dirt. There's no need to wash the rice under running water because that will wash away the nutrient-rich bran layer. Just gently swirl the rice with your hand in the bowl. Even with older rice, just wash it gently, no more than 3 times to remove dirt. After that, pour off the water, keep the rice in the bowl, and be careful not to let any grains spill out. Then I add some water again and give it a second rinse. A lot of people have the habit of pouring the rice water away. Actually, that's really wasteful, even though it looks normal. But rice water actually has a lot of uses. I'll share what rice water can be used for with you later. You shouldn't rinse it for too long. If you soak the rice, you should only soak it for about 20 to 30 minutes. If you soak it too long, the rice might taste sour after it's cooked. And now I'm pouring the water out. Next, I put the rice into the rice cooker. Most people will add water right away and start cooking the rice, but that's not completely correct. If you want the rice to be soft, fluffy, and slightly sweet, there are 3 more things you need. First, add half a teaspoon of salt. It helps the rice taste better and makes the grains firmer. Cooking rice with a little salt gives it just the right chewiness. It won't stick together and will be more fragrant. Second, add 1 teaspoon of vinegar, white vinegar, or rice vinegar. It helps the rice look whiter and nicer and prevents it from turning dull. The rice grains come out white, glossy, and look more delicious. Vinegar is slightly acidic, so it slows down bacteria and helps the rice stay fresh longer. It keeps the rice's natural flavor, so it goes well with both savory dishes and soups. Once cooked, the vinegar smell mostly disappears, so the rice stays fragrant and not sour at all. It keeps the rice from sticking together, making it fluffy and not soggy. Third, add a little fat or oil. Cooking oil creates a thin coating around each grain of rice. When the rice is cooked, the grains look glossy, plump, and more appetizing. The oil helps prevent too much starch from coming out. The rice grains stay separate, fluffy, and don't clump together. Cooking oil reduces friction between the rice and the pot. It helps prevent the rice from burning at the bottom, sticking to the pot, and makes it easier to fluff. The rice doesn't dry out or get hard as easily once it cools. Then pour water into the pot. Add the right amount of water depending on the type of rice you're using. A common rule is to add water until it's about 1 finger above the rice. Avoid adding too much water, or the rice will turn mushy. Follow the instructions on the rice package. After a few times cooking, you'll get used to the right water ratio. When everything's ready, put the pot into the rice cooker and close the lid, and turn on the cooking mode. I'll share a few useful tips on how to use rice rinse water. After hearing this, you probably won't pour it away anymore. First, you can use it to wash vegetables, fruits, and dishes. Since rice washing water is slightly acidic, it helps break down pesticide residues on fruits and vegetables. It helps wash away dirt and mud stuck on the surface of fruits and vegetables. Then rinse again with clean water. This method makes fruits and vegetables safer to eat. It also works really well for washing dishes and cutting through grease. The mild acidity helps loosen grease and grime. I also use it as a seasoning when cooking. Just a small amount adds a lot of aroma. The best part is, it's completely chemical-free. It saves you money and is better for your health. People often call rice washing water a miracle booster for plants because it contains many beneficial nutrients. Rice rinse water contains starch, B vitamins, and minerals. It helps plants grow well and makes the leaves look greener. It feeds the beneficial microbes in the soil. It helps keep the soil loose so plant roots can absorb nutrients better. It helps the soil hold water longer and keeps it from drying out fast. It works well for potted and houseplants. New or weak plants bounce back faster when watered with diluted rice water. This is a very good natural organic fertilizer. Now that the rice is cooked, switch to the keep warm mode. But don't open the lid right away. Let the rice rest for another 10 to 15 minutes so it cooks evenly and becomes softer and stickier. Next, gently open the lid to let some of the steam escape. This helps prevent condensation from making the rice mushy. Gently fluff the rice from the bottom using a rice spoon. This helps keep the rice grains fluffy and separate, not clumped together. Avoid pressing too hard so you don't mash the rice. This is when the rice tastes the best. The rice has a mild flavor, making it more suitable for people with sensitive stomachs. You can see the rice is fluffy, soft, and perfectly balanced, not too wet or too dry. Just follow 2 simple steps, remember 3 added ingredients, and get the water ratio right. These small tweaks make a big difference in the rice's texture and taste. If you eat rice regularly, give this method a try. How do you usually cook rice? Let us know how you cook rice in the comments. Thanks so much for following. That's the end of the video. Thanks so much for your support.